On my birthday, Gubaikun sent me a message. Let's get a divorce. I took the time to reply. Kneel down and beg me. The next day, Gubaikun returned home. I was sitting on the sofa eating snacks. I knew he didn't like me eating snacks on the sofa, but I did it on purpose. He frowned and looked at me coldly and said, "Nu wanching. Yuyeon is back. Let's get a divorce." I said okay. The property and the company belong to me, and you leave the house with nothing. He was stunned. Why? I said, because you were the one who got married in the first place. And you are the one who wants a divorce now. You wonder if marriage is like online shopping. You can return the goods within 7 days without reason. He was stunned for a minute and said, "Impossible. Don't make trouble." I said I want to make trouble. Gubaikun ignored me, turned around and left. He is such a person. He doesn't want to say a word when he encounters something unpleasant. I said goodbye. That afternoon, he sent me a divorce agreement. I took a look at it casually. The property belongs to me. The company belongs to him. And I will be compensated with an additional 5 million. It is fair. But what about my companionship for the past 3 years? Is it considered feeding the dog? 3 years ago, Gubaikun's company had financial problems and was on the verge of bankruptcy. He proposed to me, and I agreed. My father lent him 5 million to help him make a comeback. In the past 3 years, I have been a good wife for him. I have accompanied him to various events, helped him with connections, and helped him deal with people from all walks of life. If it weren't for me, how could he have his current status and wealth? Now he wants to dump me and live with his first love. He really wants to eat shit. I also sent Gubaikun a divorce agreement. It's just that all the property and the company belong to me, and he will leave the house with nothing. I thought about it and didn't reply to the message. I carefully edited a paragraph. Gubaikun, this is your last chance to divorce me. If you miss it, it's gone. Don't regret it. This time he replied quickly, "The company is mine. See you in court." Okay, I'll just blacklist him. I didn't think that's enough to make me feel better. I opened the corporate WeChat and management account again. I cancelled his number. He didn't bother to deal with these things at the beginning, so the secretary did it. Not long after, the secretary Zichen called me. "Madam, the corporate WeChat and management account of boss Gubaikun." I interrupted him and said, "Secretary Chen, have you taken your annual leave this year?" He said no. I asked if you were getting married soon. "I'll grant you a month's vacation, so you can take your girlfriend on a honeymoon. You buy a plane ticket now and go tomorrow. I don't want to see you in the company within this month. Do you understand?" "Okay, I understand," Secretary Chen answered me. I had a good sleep, and when I woke up, I found that Gubaikun was back again. What a rare guest. Since Hwang Yuyeon came back, I can count the number of times Gubaikun came back with my hands. On average, once a week is too much. Now he comes back twice a day. I am very surprised. He glared at me fiercely. "We are all adults. Can you be more mature?" I ignored him and raised my hand to take a photo of him. He said, "Mu wanching. What do you want? My conditions are already very good. Except for the company, I can give you everything else. The company is my hard work. I can't give it to you." I was too lazy to talk to him, and silently added a cute sticker to his photo. I also selected 2 photos of luxury goods from the album, and posted them on WeChat moments together. Thanks to my husband. The belated birthday surprise. All the way, it's great to have you. Since I have blocked Gubaikun, of course, this circle of friends is not for him to see, but for Won Yuyeon. A month ago, a strange WeChat account added me as a friend. This account did not post a circle of friends and did not send messages after adding me, but I know she is Won Yuyeon, because who else could it be besides her? Sure enough, 5 minutes later, Gu Baikuen's phone rang. Gu Baikuen answered the phone, and his expression immediately changed to be very gentle. She immediately glared at me fiercely and went out to answer the phone. I got up from the sofa and immediately locked the door. Just when I called the property to change the door lock, Gu Baikuen finally finished the call and found himself locked outside the door. I heard a knock on the door and said, "Isn't Won Yuyeon looking for you? Go quickly. Don't let her wait anxiously," he said angrily. "Mu Wonching, don't regret it." He left angrily. Regret? Humph. I still don't know who should regret it. I married Gu Baikuen after weighing the pros and cons. As a result, my father is not well educated. He started his business with coal mines, which is the so-called coal bourse. Because of his low birth, no matter how much money he made or how powerful he was always looked down upon in the circle of rich people. So he spent a lot of money to send me to aristocratic schools. I was asked to learn many talents, hoping that I would not be looked down upon. But it was useless. No matter how many talent I learned or how hard I worked, I was always regarded as the daughter of a coal boss in the upper circle. Later, I realized that if I wanted to get rid of other people's views, I had only one way, which was to get married. It was at this time that Gu Baikuen entered my sight. He came from a scholarly family. He was well educated, elegant, and handsome. He founded the company by himself. In just 3 years, he grew from a small workshop in a residential building to a large company with hundreds of people. He was a brilliant young entrepreneur. My father was very optimistic about him, so I tried to contact him. I heard that he had an ex-girlfriend who he had been dating for 7 years, and even the name of the company was a combination of the two of them. He told me that everything in the past was over and he would never look back. And I believed him. Now that I think about it, I was stupid enough. After marriage, Gu Baikuen treated me well. He didn't like to talk, and he was cold and ignored me even in front of me. Until one time, I accompanied him to a class reunion until everyone was drunk. Recalling the things in college, I realized how gentle and considerate he was to Won Yuyeon before. It doesn't matter, I said to myself. If he doesn't love me, I don't love him either. From that day on, my heart calmed down. Despite this, I still played my role as Mrs. Gu seriously. In our circle, some couples have no feelings. They care about each other on the surface, but they play their own game secretly. I think he doesn't love me anymore. But as long as he respects me and gives me and my father enough face in front of others, I can accept it. But Won Yuyeon is back. Won Yuyeon returned to China a month ago. Know so clearly because it was Gu Baikuen who went to the airport to pick her up that day. Missed a very important meeting. He left me to face many investors, to apologize and explain for him with a dry mouth. After the meeting, I learned about Gu Baikuen's whereabouts from Secretary Chen. Then I went to Yang Zhou's office. Yang Zi is the company's marketing manager and a good friend of Gu Baikuen. Yang Zi, Gu Baikuen and Won Yuyeon are college classmates. When he saw me, he felt very guilty and said, "Sister-in-law, why are you here?" I took the phone from him and opened WeChat. Sure enough, I saw the photo Won Yuyeon had just posted in a circle of friends. The photo showed Gu Baikuen's good-looking profile, and it was accompanied by the text, "It's good to be home." I sneered and took a screenshot and sent it to myself. Young Z said, "Sister-in-law, listen to my explanation. Won Yuyeon went abroad for treatment because she had cancer.